All right, welcome back. This is Josh Wallet, and I'm going to show you a little bit about the market machine today. Sometimes I get questions on how to fill out the questionnaire. So when I'm setting up the market machine for clients, for new clients, they get me a sample of their export that they export from their MLS. So they're using their own local data, and we'll use this sample data here from one of my MLSs, and I send them a questionnaire. So they can start us out helping us to map it because the appraiser needs to make some decisions on what fields they want involved in the analysis. It's not up to me, it's up to you, the appraiser. So I'm going to go ahead and open the questionnaire. This is just like the questionnaire you would get, and it is in Excel format. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so we can see everything going on here. It's going to ask you for your name that will print on the report, your company, your address, email, and just reference in case you're getting this for more than one MLS. We want to be able to put a reference in there so that you understand what MLS it's for. Tell us what format you're going to be exporting your data from the MLS for. You're going to want to talk to your MLS company, so you know exactly how to export it because you're going to choose what fields to export. It's up to you to know which ones to export. You might want to filter based on different information that is going to differ perhaps greatly from how I filter my information and how I analyze my information because our markets are different. So continue on through here. What other users are going to be using this and their information. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at required fields. There's certain fields that you just need to be able to export so that it can actually do the analysis that you're going to want it to do. Okay, so first of all, let's look at some instructions here. Complete all the yellow fields, okay? And type any additional information that you think is necessary, okay? Attach a file of your sample data from your MLS. So you need to know how to export data from your MLS. Okay, export 24 months of data and include examples of all property status like sold, actives, pendings, under contracts, and so on. Okay, consider these best practices. When you're setting up your export, you want to include other fields, not just the required fields that I list here, because you are going to possibly want to filter your data when you are using the market machine. You might not want to analyze all 800 entries that you export from your MLS, or all 4,000, or all 200. You might want to fine tune it and say, you know what, I only want to look at these now, but I still want to generate the analytics and charts and graphs and work on a regression model with only certain ones. So you want to be able to have some of the area, some of the zip codes, type of construction, anything that you ever filter by, include that in your export. And also, you're going to want some of those variables because you can include those in your regression modeling. All right, so again, some examples are garages, different area names, subdivision names, the levels, the styles, if there's irrigation, and so on. Okay, so the list at left is the minimum needed to get the market machine functioning at its minimal level. But again, you're going to want to filter, and you may want to add additional variables to the regression model. And you can always add more later as long as column headers stay the same, the name of the exported field at the top of the column. If that stays the same, we're still good because it's going to be mapped properly still, okay? Watch the videos that you were provided. So I'm going to give you some videos and different emails and things. Go ahead and take a look at them, okay, so you understand exactly what you're doing, okay? But let's take a look now on filling out this questionnaire. What we want is the column header that corresponds to this item here. So date of sale. Let's go back and open up my data that I exported from my MLS. So I need to find the date of sale in here. Let's make it bigger so you can see everything. So where is the date of sale? In my data, it's here, closing date. Now all I did was move that column because it was just too small for the data. But it's this closing date. I don't want to type C on the questionnaire. I want to type the column header. It is exporting from my MLS as closing date. So let's come over here into the questionnaire and type closing date. Now, for those of you who are wondering if you need to do this every single time you use it, no, it's going to take you about just a few minutes to fill this out one time. You never have to do it again. This is not how to use the market machine. This is simply helping us to set it up how you want it set up. Okay? Sale price. What is the column header for the sale price? Let's type it here, but let's take a look at our data. Sale price. Let's just look around. I don't see it here. Maybe it's, I have a feeling it's all the way to the right. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, here, sold price. I don't want to type BO. I'm typing sold price. So we're going to type that in. Sold price. Price at which the property was listed at the time of sale. So the final ask price. Let's take a look for it. I think that's near the beginning, if I'm remembering right. Okay, here it is, list price. That's what it's called in mine. And here's the original list price. Okay, list price and original list price. Let's type those in the questionnaire. So I, as the appraiser, am getting a properly mapped market machine. If you give wrong information here, it's not going to function properly. And remember, you are the appraiser who knows most about your MLS. I don't know about your MLS necessarily. List price, original list price. Don't type what I'm typing. Type what your MLS shows as column headers. Okay? Each MLS is different, even if it's the same company, different associations and different areas have different labels for the different information, okay? I'm not going to go through every single one, but what days on market? Now this is, again, this is very important. Do you want it counting the days on market, days on MLS, combined days on MLS, combined days on market, total days on market? Sometimes MLSs have 3 or 4 different days related fields. You need to choose which one you're wanting analyzed. The year built, the area, so like the square footage that you want analyzed, the amount of seller concessions on the sale, and whether or not there were seller concessions. So those are going to be 2 different fields sometimes. Sometimes those don't exist. If they don't exist, just type NA or not available, or leave it blank and type a note over here, I don't have these, okay? Okay, how do you identify distress sales? Okay, is there one column header or are there multiple column headers? How is it determined? So let's take a look in mine, and we've got to just sort of look through the column headers, and mine is called sale type. NA means it's typically arm's length, a typical sale. If it's blank, typically it's also, a typical sale. If it says short sale, typically it means it's a short sale. Let's look down at other examples. HUD means it's HUD. REO means it's REO. You might have 3 or 4 columns, and it just says yes or no. And maybe one's called REO, one's called short sale, one's called arm's length, one's called whatever. And it might just have yes or no's down here. Explain that in here. So type in the column header or headers, and how are they distinguishing them there? Use some explanation area here if you need to. We'll take a look at your data because you are providing this sample data, but you're going to know your data best. Sold, active, and pending. What is the column header? In mine, it's called property status. Sold, under contract, active. There's some, there might be others. They're a little rarer, the statuses, but anyway, that's the column. I'm going to type property status here, and I'll say the solds are distinguished with S, A, U, and there's others. M is another one in ours. We didn't see it there, but that exists in mine. So I'm going to say those are the ones that mean solds. they mean actives, and they mean pendings. Okay? You can have additional charts. Maybe you want to chart acreage, maybe you want to chart price per acre, maybe you want to chart bedrooms, maybe you want to chart square footage, just raw square footage. You can have additional charts running there in the market machine. This is a reminder to also include headings for acres for site size and for garage bays. Those are going to be really important when you go to filter your data or when you go to develop a regression model, okay? And then you'll want to type your initials here, save it, and send it back. It's actually very simple. I've taken about 10 minutes to explain this because I want people to really understand what you're doing here. You are setting up the market machine to function with your data correctly, okay? I'm going to take a look at it and make sure it's making sense and make sure that you didn't misunderstand it, but you are in charge of explaining what's going on with your market data because you're going to know your MLS data the best.